Hi guys, Janelle here from NellieBellie.com. I am continuing the discussion about how to speed up your site and make it run a little faster, particularly for those of you that have larger sites or have a lot of content and you're in a host that may want to move you to a larger host server or a dedicated server. Before you do that, I want you to take a few steps to make sure that your site is running as smoothly as possible and as quickly as possible. Because even if you do move, you're going to want to do these steps, and they're just good practices with having your own WordPress site. We talked about your photo sizes in a previous video about how you absolutely need to resize those photos, and I showed you a simple step to do that. Today I want to talk to you about a plugin that's very useful. We use it all the time. It's called WP Optimize. And what happens is in your WordPress site, when you make a revision in your posts or you revise or edit a media library or an image, every single time you do that, the original stays within your memory. And so if you are someone who likes to revise your posts a lot, and you're 10 to 15 times you go in and you revise your post, you add in new content or you change some wording, it saves the original every time. And so you can have 10 to 15 copies of the same post in your memory. And for those of us who have lots and lots of posts, that's a lot of memory being used. Sometimes I have clients who have, between 3,000 and 15,000 post revisions held in memory, and they have just huge databases because of that. So this is a tool that will help a lot. It's very simple to do. You don't need me to do it. You don't need us to do this. You can do it yourself, and we want to make sure you have the tools to do that. So you're going to go into your dashboard, and you're going to go into your plugins. And you see this little red mark, that's going to be a future video that shouldn't be there. But we're going to go into plugins, and we're going to add a new plugin. And this plugin is simply called WP Optimize. There's nothing fancy about it, but as you know, when you're looking for plugins, you need to know the name. So WP Optimize is the name of it. And we're going to search the plugins. And as in all plugins that you install, first of all, you be very discriminatory about your plugins. You don't want to use a lot of plugins, but you also want to watch this rating, and this is a highly rated plugin for good reason. And we're going to look at the details. One thing I like to look at is how many times it's been downloaded. So it's been downloaded over 1 million times and has this rating even with that 1 million times. And we see that we don't have any warnings about it being used in our version of WordPress, so all things are clear. That's good. We're going to install this. Install it now. We're going to activate the plugin. Now I did just use this earlier this morning, so I won't have as much memory problems as some of you may. This plugin resides on the sidebar toward the bottom, and it says WP Optimize. We're going to click that, and it'll take us into the settings. These 3 boxes are always going to be clicked for you. They're the ones that you need to run always. And then the Optimize database tables. All these 4 need to be run often. We like to run all of them, but if you're not comfortable with that, that's just fine. This, we have no post revisions found because I did just run this earlier today, but again, this is where you might find 3,000 to 14,000 post revisions. It's just a crazy amount. So if you've never used this plugin, you will probably have a very high number right there. So you just click these buttons and you hit process, and you are done. It's that simple, and you'll be able to see here how much you've saved. The current database size is this much, and this is how much I've saved. Mine is very small because I just used it, but you'll be able to have a very large number if you've never used this plugin before. So this is WP Optimize. This is a plugin that we highly recommend you use and run about once a month, and you'll find your site running much smoother and much faster.